Empires of the future are the empires of the mind. For you to build a great state, you must first dream it. And to dream it is a function of the mind. Is that not so?
Absolutely so. Absolutely. You can't be more correct. The realities that we confront, whether negative or first, exist in the mind of people. Even people that commit crime. A lot of times, it's when they lie down on their bed that they try to figure out. And those people, that think of great progress for society, for themselves, it all starts, from their minds. Therefore, even the scripture teaches us that we should guard our mind with all diligence, because out of it proceeds all the issues of life. Mind is an extremely powerful, gift of God that enables us to envision, to translate our physical abilities, our physical resources in the world into what becomes, of benefit, to all of us. Empires of the future, indeed, are empires of the mind.
Here we go!
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live. Stay tuned.
The Akin Onigbinde interview on State Affairs is an interview you should listen to on this edition of the program. Akin Onigbinde takes us into history. Remember, Dr. Akin Onigbinde is a former Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly during the SDP NRC era, the Third Republic. So don't miss the Akin Onigbinde interview on this edition of State Affairs. It's about the power of the mind. Have you been to Iyake Lake? If you go to Iyake Lake, you might discover the power of your mind. On this edition of State Affairs, I will take you to Iyake Lake. And when I got there, I heard the story of Iyake, the story of the woman who drowned in the lake. And that is how the lake got her name. Did I have a conversation with Iyake? Wait for it. I will take you into the mysteries of Iyake, and I will take you into the beauty of Iyake on this edition of State Affairs. It's the power of the mind. Yes, the empires of the future are the empires of the mind. Those are the words of Winston Churchill. This powerful statement captures a timeless truth. The greatest force behind human progress is not land, money, or weapons. It is the human mind. Every invention, every discovery, and every leap in civilization begins with a thought. The mind is the engine of development, driving individuals and societies forward. So if a society is underdeveloped, the minds of the people in that society represents their underdevelopment. It's not just about the leadership. The mindset of the people defines their level of development. But it becomes worse when the mindsets of the leaders are so narrow that it bogs down the general essence of development. The empires of the future are the empires of the mind. The mind is the engine of development. If the mind is the engine, then education is its fuel. Nelson Mandela famously said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. A well-trained mind can solve problems, create opportunities, and lift entire nations out of poverty. Countries that invest in education, science, and critical thinking lead in technology, medicine, and economic growth. If you go around Nigeria, what do you see? A poor educational infrastructure from primary to secondary to university levels. The state of your education system is the state of the mind of the people. If you see that poor school in Abakaliki, if you see it in Eteswaju, if you see it in Akure, you see it in Owerri, you see it in Zamfara, it is a representation of the state of mind of the people. If you go elsewhere, in Europe and some countries in Asia, if you want to measure their level of development, take an inspection of their educational institutions. It tells a story. Today, people want to go study in America, in Britain. If you go to Harvard, it represents the state of mind of the American state. Cambridge, it represents the state of mind of the United Kingdom. If you go to China, you see investment in education. You go to Korea, huge investment in research and development. Go to some universities in Nigeria. You feel the cry for help. Not too long ago, I was on the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. I wanted to see if we were serious as a people. And I confirmed again that we are not serious. You know, we have universities of technology scattered everywhere. No technology is taking place. A well-trained mind can solve problems, create opportunities, and lift entire nations out of poverty. Countries that invest in education, science, and critical thinking lead in technology, medicine, and economic growth. Japan, for example, rose from the ruins of World War II to become a global leader in innovation, not because of natural resources, but because of its focus on education and disciplined thinking. So the mind is a tool for development. Akin Onigbinde comes in again to help us understand it. That means you are telling us that if we want to build a great future, we must build a system that advances the minds of the people. A system that is so robust that the mind begins to think creatively.
I like to add that, as a matter of fact, no society, no individual can accomplish more than his mind can conceive. Whatever it is that an individual wants to accomplish, whatever it is that a society wants achieved, must be through the instrumentality of the mind. If Nigeria wants to rival all the countries of the world in science, in technology, and mathematics, it goes to our educational system. We cannot compete with countries that take education very seriously when we even shut down schools for festivals, when we don't give books, to our children to read when our school system is so expensive that it is only those people, that have money that can attend those. The countries, that make progress are those that are committed, both in terms of what they say and what they do, to the development and the cultivation of the human intellect.
Here we go.
State Affairs with Edmond Obilo is live. Stay tuned.
Dr. Akin Onigbinde there, senior advocate of Nigeria. The Akin Onigbinde interview on this edition of State Affairs is an interview that will take you into the politics of the SDP